All right, so we have a couple of fixtures that are not drawn hanging from a pipe. They're actually lower or on the floor. So let's go ahead and do them. Right, so I've kind of drawn everything else in here and we've looked at it in 3D. Now I'm just going to click on my Source 4 Junior, and it's right around in here. I might be a little bit closer in reality. There's one that's there, and I come over here and there's one that's going to be over here, right? And if we look at these, they're automatically connected to the pipes that we just drew them on, but they're actually lower than that. So what I'm going to just do is call this low pipe stage right, and I'm just overwriting the position name, right? And I also know that they're not at 8'6". They're really probably closer to about 3 feet. So I'm just going to go ahead and enter 36 inches there and move that down. Let's see if that took. Did I do that right? 36 inches, enter. There it is. I guess I didn't hit enter. And now I'll come back in and I'll do this one and I'll rename this and we'll call it low pipe stage left and enter. And then I'll go over here and we'll give it 3 feet, 36 inches. Come on now, take my override, 36 inches. There it is, right? And so now let's just do a little fly around and let's see. And you can see that that light is now lower down on the ground. I think our other one on the other side. So what we did is we kind of removed them from the pipe. Even though they hang in top plan view, it looks like they hang on the pipe. In reality, they're low side fixtures, and again, they're just hanging straight down. They're not focused yet. So let's go back into top plan view because I think there's a couple of other fixtures that we have. I think there's one, I think I've drawn them about here and about here, and they're just kind of in no man's land. Let's go ahead and just see if we can't add one there. Look, and now I'm far enough away from all of the pipes that it is not connected it has not given it a position name, right? And so I can just shift select both of them, right? And at this point I'm going to give them a position of floor. These are the floor lights that are in the lab that float around, right? And I think I can give them a purpose of floor light. I know those match, but right? And so at this point, these are probably buried in the floor. They have a 0Z. And if we look at them, it's sort of like our lights that we drew before. And depending on what your 0Z of your drawing is, look, I can just barely see the clamps on these. Right, so you're going to have to play with these because I think the 0Z of my drawing is a little different probably than what yours is. And your light may not be as deeply embedded into the floor as what mine are, or they might be. Right, so that the first thing that we're going to need to do is we need to rotate them actually, right? Here just for, if I were to give them a bottom Z, let me do a shift select and just lift them up a little bit. If I gave them a bottom Z of 24 inches, right, I'll stand them up a little bit, but they're still pointed straight. They're upside down. They're supposed to be floor lights. And so we want to rotate them. And if you'll look, you'll see that you have these XYZ rotations that you've got here, right? And if you think about what we're trying to rotate around, we have our x-axis runs this way and our y-axis runs upstage downstage and our z-axis runs up and down, right? It's vertical. So what we're really going to want to rotate around is either going to be the x-axis or the y-axis, right? And I'm going to go for the I'm going to start with the x-axis and hope that that's right. And I'm just going to try 90. And indeed, that worked pretty well. But instead of 90, now we need to go 180. So I'm rotating 180 degrees around the x-axis, right? And so if I click on this one, and we're going to rotate 180 degrees around the x-axis. And now I should be able to set my bottom Z back to 0. And that should just put the C-clamp in the floor. Right, I only did that first one, so I need to just come back and put this Z-axis at 0. Right, good. And so I wonder, oh right, that one out there is my low boom. Right, so I have my floor lights that are upstage, I have my low boom lights that are off to the side, and then I have all the lights that are up on the grid. Kind of cool, huh? Great, and I'll talk to you soon.